two, three, four, five. Hey guys, first of all, I want to say thank y'all so much for coming on and watching my presentation today and giving up your time. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to hopefully not mess this up too bad. I want to share my desktop. And if something happens, you can just unmute yourself and say something, or you can send a chat because when I actually share my screen, I don't know how to be able to see both. So all I can see is my screen that I have. So I'm going to go back to my drive and present. Okay, so today's project was for my class, IL 510 Action Research, and it's called Using Various Intervention Strategies to Improve Reading Scores and Student Reading Desire. So just some of our demographics. In 2020, Durand South's current enrollment was approximately 286 students. Of the student population, 53% are enrolled in free or reduced lunch. 81% of students are white, with the remaining 19% of students African American, Hispanic, Asian, and or other ethnicities. So the main point of the Action Research Project was to target reading scores, specifically the students at our school that are reading below grade level. So one of the main reasons for that is because students don't have any motivation to read. It's fallen behind because of technology and other things that have just kind of taken over, and not many students are reading anymore. And so that motivation to read, and that has trickled into the classroom and into school. As of January 2020, in Durand South, 32% of our students read below grade level. So that's over 1/3 of our school actually reads below 7th grade. And so this is not just a problem that's going to be seen in reading or English class, but it's going to be seen across all subjects because they're just not reading at the level they should be. So the problem statement for my project was: the purpose of this study is to shed light upon the continuous problem of student low achievement of reading goals in state standardized tests for 7th grade students at Durand South Junior High School. Reading scores at Durand South are on a slippery slope of constant decline, and an immediate call to action needs to be taken. So my hypothesis statement for my project was: in 2020-2021, 7th grade students at Durand South Junior High School who utilize IXL computerized reading intervention program along with 101 teacher, peer tutoring, and mentoring will show greater reading achievement on the Scantron Global Scholar Test as compared to students who do not use IXL tutoring and mentoring. So next year, we're actually going to incorporate IXL in all of the English classrooms and use the English and reading in conjunction with the tutoring and the mentoring, which we already use to see if the grades or the reading levels improve. So some definitions, and I'm not going to go through all of this because this is stuff that we already know. IXL is a research-based program. Our math teachers already use it. So it's computer assisted and specific to students. The peer tutoring program is offered by Mary Jane, and we're going to use that again with students helping other students tutoring in classes. And then we'll also have the teacher mentoring program, which we already utilize too, where the teachers are assigned to these underachieving students to be able to help boost them up. And then the Scantron Global Scholar Performance Series test is our test that we take, our standardized test. So I had to do an extensive literature review for this project, and some of the sources, and like I said, I'm not going to go over all the things that they said, but Lippert and Harmon their study was on middle and high school level students, and they really talked about the effectiveness of these computer assisted programs because they're data driven. So we can figure out, which students are scoring below grade level, what their weaknesses are, their strengths, areas of concern, and it's automatic. And it also moves along with that student. And so they talked about the benefits of that, which is going to be seen as we use IXL. Kim at TL 2007 used intervention programs, and in her intervention programs, she had peer-assisted learning activities. So in other words, she had students helping other students, and she found that there was a greater gain in achievement because students helping other students have that social support, and it helps them be more motivated to do better. Morrison and Waldrock 2019 talked about different types of strategies, reading strategies that you can use, social strategies, Teachers acting as mentors show students that they care, and it has a lasting impact on student motivation and engagement, which is what we're going to utilize in our research project too. So we are using a combination. We're going to use computer assisted, which is the IXL, and then we're also going to use the teacher mentoring, and we're going to incorporate data having to do with the parents, seeing if we can get them more involved, and then of course with the peer tutoring, having students helping. So it's going to be more of a group effort and a collaboration of all the different types of intervention to see if we can increase the reading skills. So the study will consist of around 30 7th grade students. So we're going to take that specific class and we are going to focus on 2 focuses of study. Number 1, we're going to try and see if we can improve their desire to read. And we're also going to see if we can improve their actual reading scores on the IXL and then later on the Global Scholar. So we're going to collect data throughout the year and then present the findings at the end of the year. And so this is like a chart with pretty much how we're going to collect it in the months that we'll be collecting things. Like we'll pull Global Scholar in August, and then we'll pull it again in December, and then January and April. And then AR, we're actually going to utilize that data all year long from September all the way to April. And there's going to be some other things that we tie in with like a reward system. Like you can see every month I have rewards. So we're not only going to try and do some kind of reward having to do with like the every 9 weeks with the AR, we're going to make it, maybe even just monthly, something that we can do to really stimulate this reading and motivation to read. So these were my references. And thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to flip this back around. If I can figure out.